Hey, so the pastor's message today was so awesome. I swear he took all the things that I talk about, or that are, I guess, my philosophy, the things that I use when I'm talking and speaking to people. He put, of course, that's why he's the pastor, right? He put them all into this wonderful message, and I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. First of all, what about the lobster dress? I love the lobster dress. And this is something that is you either really like it or you really don't. There's like no in between with this dress. I love the lobster dress. Did you know there's something about like the lobsters of love, or love of lobsters? I don't know what it is, but they're supposed to be like a symbol of love. Lobsters are a symbol of lifetime commitment and loyalty. Although I'm not sure why, because lobsters do not like mate for life. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but I love my lobster dress. I think it is so fun and happy and sunshiny, and I just love it. Anyway, back to the point. One of his points was being thankful in the good and in the bad, and I talk about that, like gratitude, all the time, and some of the little things that I do just to kind of promote the habit. He was saying to be habitually thankful, and in the good and the bad. I want to talk about that too. One of the little things that I do, I guess it's just a little trick. The attitude of gratitude. Who is that? Norman Vincent Peale, or is that Zig Ziglar? Anyway, that attitude, to keep that attitude of gratitude. Anytime, people will watch for numbers, like repetitive numbers. Like, so if it's like 111 or 1111 or 555 or 333, even like if I'm driving in the car or if I look at my phone, if I see matching numbers, if I see matching numbers, I just say, look up and say thank you, or just say thank you. Sometimes not for anything in particular, but when I see repetitive numbers, it reminds me to just say thank you for, I don't know, if it's sunny, if it's rainy, because I can drive a car. My dad can no longer drive a car. And it doesn't even have to be for anything specific. When my daughter was little, she used to say Pacific, and I used to think it was so cute. Anyway, it doesn't have to be for any particular reason. It reminds me to be grateful. It reminds me to say thank you. And a lot of times, once you say thank you, then there are things that pop into your mind that you are thankful for, in the good and the bad. It's easy to be grateful and to be thankful when things are going good, but in the bad, and and I haven't put a whole lot of my personal story, we used to call it your testimony, my personal story, my testimony, into my videos lately. Now there are several, like in on my YouTube channel, that go through that, and they probably are buried down in there. But yesterday, with everything that's going on, I really talked and was very transparent about some of the things that happened to me during my childhood, which, those are things, when you start healing, you realize how everything is connected. And I can think of times in my life that, I was lucky to be alive, and to be grateful and to have gratitude in those moments. Life's not fair. Number one, life's not fair. Life is not always good. It's not always coming up roses. But God is always there. And I know so many times I have been in places, in situations where I wasn't sure I would make it out alive. I knew that God was with me. I don't know, without my faith, without that hope, how I would have made it through some of those things. I knew He was with me, and I knew that gave me the extra strength. I knew that gave me the extra oomph. I knew that gave me something to be grateful for. I was so thankful that He was there with me in the trauma, in the abuse, in the moments. So to be thankful habitually, as Pastor Wayne said this morning. Thank you so much, Pastor Wayne. So much good stuff in that today. To be habitually thankful in the good and the bad. There's always something to be grateful for. And maybe it's that God is there, even though it's not fair, even though it doesn't make sense, even though it's dangerous, even though, that's it. even though God is with us, we have hope. So even though, even if, even because, even through, always find a reason to be grateful. And a little trick, look at the numbers. When you see numbers that match up, just start saying thank you. And watch what a difference that silly little trick makes in helping us to become habitually thankful. Amen, sister. Have a great day.